equation that has one, I guess what some would call trivial solution. Has one, and then there's two others that are a little more difficult to find. But notice that if you set x equal to 0 right here, that's an easy computation. You would get 360. And since the minus signs come in pairs in the denominator, you would also get 360 in the denominator, right? And again, folks, 3 times 4 times 5 times 6 is 360. But minus 3 times minus 4 times minus 5 times minus 6 is also 360. So x equals 0 is what some might call a trivial solution. Now let's see how about finding the rest of the solutions. All right, now I didn't show all the work right here, but if you expand the numerator and the denominator, you get a pleasant circumstance here because you're going to end up, if you interpret this correctly, having quite a bit of cancellation. Okay, notice how the signs alternate right here. That's just the process of expanding out these four linear factors in the denominator. But anyway, what you can do is, since it is equal to 1, you can multiply through by the denominator, and you actually get this statement right here. Now, if it wasn't a 1 right here, if the 1 wasn't, if that wasn't part of the picture, this problem wouldn't be nearly as easy to solve, because but when you do multiply through by the denominator here, notice that the x to the fourth term and the x to the fourth term will cancel since it's an equation. Also, what else we got here? The 360s will cancel. And also the 119 terms will cancel. All right, and so that works out rather nicely. You have 3 of the terms, both equations have 5 terms, 3 of the terms cancel. All right, and so what happens is when you collect like terms, you get a doubling effect. You see, you have minus 18 on this side, okay? And then you have plus 18 on this side, and so that's where this 36. That's where the 36x cubed comes from, and also where the 684x comes from, because that's 2 times 342. All right, now, it turns out 36x is the greatest common factor, and so you can clearly see that the 0 that we got, x equals 0 is a solution, but the more general solutions will be 36, 36x equals to 0 yields the one solution we've already seen by inspection. And now we also have to look at x squared plus 19 equals to 0. Okay, it's just a factor theorem. What do they call it, the zero product result or something? You got a factor expression, you can set both factors equal to 0. All right. Now right here, let's see, what is that? That's fairly straightforward. We get x squared is equal to negative 19, right? And when you take the square roots of both sides, you'll get x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 19i. And let's not forget how we define I. I is the imaginary unit. It's defined to be the square root of negative 1. Okay? Again, I we define, you can say I squared is equal to negative 1, or you can say I is equal to the square root of negative 1. Okay? So that explains the presence of the I. So in other words, we have 2 solutions here, of course, x equals 0. 3, excuse me, x equals 0 is one of the solutions. And then these are the other, I guess, purely imaginary solutions. Okay, that does it. Hope you enjoyed.